Hey. Peace and blessings, people. Y'all know who it is. True Born. Y'all know the vibes, y'all know the movement. Motivation through madness all day, every day. Peace and blessings to you all. Positive vibes and energy. First and foremost, I'd like to apologize to everyone who was looking forward to my live session yesterday at 3 p.m. I didn't realize that you had to have a certain amount of followers or videos or viewers in order to go live on Instagram. So now I'm pre-recording this for you guys. Again, I do apologize. I was looking forward to like the meet and greet and just to, communicate with those, who wanted to be involved, who wanted to show up. I'm truly grateful for all the subscribers and followers that I do have. I definitely appreciate you all. I'm not the type to go begging for followers or going to buy followers. So with that being said, I encourage you all, listen, share, like, subscribe, tell people about this because it's all love over here. It's all love, it's all encouragement, it's all enlightenment, it's all motivation. Just positive vibes and energy over here. And it's real, it's authentic, it's coming from the heart, nothing scripted, transparent over here. And that's how I want everybody who wants to act with me to be just organic, just real, just authentic. I know my delivery is unorthodox at times. It's different, and I want it to be that way. I don't want to be like everybody else. I'm different. I'm original. I'm true born, and this is how I deliver my message. Sometimes I'm just blatantly honest, and and I can come across a little aggressive. I understand all that. However, I want y'all to get the message. That's the main point of why I do these videos. Just for y'all to get the message, for y'all to, be encouraged daily, to be motivated daily, to continue to stay focused no matter what's going on in your life. Don't become a victim of circumstance. Don't let your trials and tribulations define you. Don't let your circumstances define you. Don't let your past behaviors define you. Each day is a new day. So every day we rise, we can start fresh, by changing our mindset and, just moving forward. I was all prepared, I had wrote some notes down and everything about, different things that I want to discuss with y'all. So I was disappointed too that I couldn't go live and I couldn't interact with y'all live. That was the whole point, just to interact with my audience live. However, for those who don't know, I've stated it in previous videos, about pretty much how Motivation Through Madness came about, which is inspired by my daughter, who was my oldest child. She passed away about 4 years ago from cancer. So rather than be angry, be bitter, just be depressed, I decided to turn my pain into power, because she was so resilient and she was so brave and empathetic, and while she was going through this process, and just that alone just inspired me to be like, yo, I gotta stay strong. I gotta stay focused, because I know that's what she would want. She wouldn't want me to fall apart. She wouldn't want me just to be around here depressed and angry and bitter. She would want me to be positive, to be a positive influence in this world, to shine light, to be the best version of myself. And that's something that I work on daily. It's daily growth and development. I'm not perfect. I come to the people as the people. I have my issues, I have my problems. However, I just have a different mindset and a different perspective of how I deal with things. With that being said, I did, just want to, just discuss some things, and just, enlighten y'all on some things that, you may have heard me say before, you may have heard others say before. However, motivation is an emotion. And without consistency, there's no progress with it. It fades away. if you're not consistent with constantly motivating yourself, constantly inspiring yourself, constantly speaking positivity into yourself, surrounding yourself around positive vibes and energy, then that motivation can fade away. It's pretty much useless. So this is why you have to be consistent. You know, this is, for me, it's a mindset and it's a way of life. It's my routine. You know, so something that, you know, I'm passionate about. And, you know, I do it and stay focused on it on a daily basis, you know, because it's therapeutic for me. You know, I'm not sitting here like I've always been the most positive person. I've been, you know, in all type of situations. And like I said, I'm just raw and authentic. So for lack of a better word or anything, you know, I've been all type of niggas, you know. I've been that grimy nigga, you know what I'm saying? I've been that fake nigga. I've been that phony nigga, you know what I'm saying? I've been that manipulative nigga. And I have no problem admitting that because that's me taking accountability, you know what I mean? And recognizing my faults and errors and the things that I need to do better in my life in order to build better relationships and to be the person that I say that I am, you know? And, you know, a lot of these times, you know, I call myself true born. So I got to live on that. And I got to stand on that, you know? And a lot of times I wasn't true born. You know, I wasn't true. And I admit that. And, you know, with that also being said, you know, if I haven't already, I do apologize to all those who I have wronged, you know, because it's not my intention to wrong people or do people dirty. You know, that's not even my nature, you know. And, you know, some of you, just to be honest, some of you deserved it, you know. Some of you have deserved it. If I did you wrong and didn't apologize, then you deserved it. And I'm just going to be real about it because you might have did something to me that I didn't deserve. So all you did was get it back. But, you know, I'm going to move on to the next topic. Sometimes, you know, also with growing development and becoming a better version of yourself, striving to stay focused and, you know, do the right things out here, you have to separate yourself. You have to separate to elevate. And, you know, I'm pretty sure y'all might have heard that before too. Separate to elevate. You know, you have to, you know, change your people, places, and things. And, you know, sometimes you just have to be alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, you just have to sit with yourself. You know, you have to learn yourself. And you have to be honest with yourself. So that, you know, you can be able to recognize and correct whatever, you know, needs to be fixed in your life, personally. You know, that's where we start. We start with ourselves. We are our best investment. You know, when there's nothing else, you always have you. Excuse me. So that's why you are your best investment. Always bet on yourself. The first law of nature is self-preservation. So if you can't do anything for yourself, you're no good to anybody else. So always keep that in mind. You know, it's nothing wrong with doing for you and putting yourself first. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't owe anybody any explanation about that. You don't owe anybody anything behind that because it's about you, and it should be about you. So don't ever be ashamed or feel guilty about that at all. You know, and you know, because you know, at the end of the day, not for anything, you know, everyone is not going to understand you. Everybody is not going to get it, and that's okay. And that's okay. Everybody's not supposed to get it. Everybody is not supposed to understand. You know what I mean? It's not for everybody. It's for you, and it's your path. It's your journey. So don't get discouraged or deterred because you feel like you don't fit in. People looking at you like you weird, you crazy, or something like that. So what? Oh well. Oh well. Because sometimes the crazy and weird people are the most intelligent and have the answers and know. And know. those are the woke ones. If you know, you know. And as you're going through this process of healing your mind, your body, your soul, don't look for perfection. Just look for progress. Every bit of progress, even if it's from the smallest step to the biggest step, it's progress. As long as you're taking that step, as long as you're showing up for yourself, as long as you're putting in the work on a daily basis, that's progress. We are the most imperfect, perfect people. Understand that? We are the most imperfect, perfect people. So, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to go through things that, might set us back a little, or we might see as failures. In all reality, it's just a lesson. It's a lesson to be learned. You don't fail when you are striving to make something happen. You just learn from it. You learn from it. Okay, it didn't work out for me this time because I did it this way, or whatever the case may be. So you evaluate that and you figure out another way to go about it. You can figure out another way to accomplish your goals. But don't ever give up on accomplishing your goals. Don't ever give up on accomplishing your goals. Don't stop. Don't quit just because you hit a roadblock or a little minor setback. Because all that is a test. It's just a test to see if you really want what you're going after. It's just a test. It's just a test to see if you really are what you say you are about. And that's where I come from. When you really have to be who you say you are and you have to stand on that. And we need to get back to that because there's so many people out here just faking the funk, as we used to say. Excuse me. Yep. Faking the funk. And don't ever be scared to be yourself. Don't ever be scared to be. That sounds ridiculous, don't it? That you're scared to be you. You're scared to stand up for yourself. You're scared to speak your truth and live in your power and discover what your purpose is in life. What you here for? Then what are you here for? It's like, are you just a disgusting mistake of nature? Are you just existing, taking up space? Or are you actually living and contributing to the circle around you and to this world? Because you're in it. You're here. We got enough people taking from it, destroying it, being negative. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Think about that. Another thing I wanted to touch on also was, we got to get active about, healing ourselves, doing the shadow work, facing our past traumas, and like I said earlier, just being honest with ourselves. I did talk about I did at one time, get into my spirituality and, talk about different topics and things of that nature. However, I don't, right now, that's not where I'm at. As far as, the messages that I'm striving to get across. I'm pushing my spirituality on anybody, my beliefs on anybody, all I want to do is push encouragement, motivation, inspiration. I just want to give you the jump start, pretty much, so that you can dive deep into your spirituality, into your healing, So what I'm doing is providing the jump start, That's my objective, to provide the jump start for you, just to open your mind, just to get you to open your mind, your third eye, you know what I mean? So that you can start on your spiritual journey, that you can figure out your purpose, and you can live in your truth. And, so that's my objective, to keep motivating, inspiring, encouraging people to take that step. Step out of that box, step out of your comfort zone, stop listening to the negative voices, stop being around the negative people, and learn to become the best version of yourself. And I know it's easier said than done, believe me. It's a lot of challenges out here. Every day brings something new. However, how are you preparing yourself for that? What is your mental state? How are you feeling physically? So these are all things that I like us to be mindful of, be aware of, so that, we have a blueprint on how to navigate, Because like I said, I'm still a work in progress. I haven't always been the most positive person and done the best things in life myself. However, like I said though, I changed my mindset. I changed the way I look at things. I turned my pain into power. And not only am I working on myself, my growth and development, my healing, I'm also able to share that with others. That's my purpose. That's what my voice is for. That's what I'm here for. And what I have realized also, when I was fighting against that, fighting against the true version of myself, I was all over the place, repeating the same cycles. And, things weren't always going the way I wanted it to. Because I wasn't in alignment with who I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. We make it complicated for ourselves. Because we think that being a good person, being nice, being compassionate, showing empathy is making us corny or taking away from who we are. No, that's actually adding value to your life and adding value to the world. It costs you nothing to be kind. It costs you nothing to show consideration. It costs you nothing to show compassion. It costs you nothing to show a little empathy. That's the true nature of who you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be walking around angry, depressed, bitter. It just drives me crazy sometimes, man. You walk around, you out here, and you see people and they just walk past you and they look at you crazy or they stand and don't say nothing, It's like, where did you wake up at? Excuse me. Where did you rise up at? And that's probably what the issue is, because everybody's waking up to a good morning. Really? Just think about what I just said. Wake to a morning. What is good about morning? And what is awake? And I'm just scratching that surface just slightly, because we can dive so much deeper into that conversation. Because words cast spells. So this is why I say speak positivity into your life. Speak positivity into your life. Don't tell yourself you're a failure. Don't tell yourself, oh, these things are always happening to me. Don't get into the mindset of expecting negative things to always happen to you. One thing that helps me is meditation and just having my alone time sitting with myself so that I can hear what my creator has to tell me, what the universe has to tell me, what my ancestors have to tell me, because it's for me. So at times I sit alone in quietness and stillness to get the answers to the questions that I have. And I also meditate with intention to manifest the things that I desire. So again, this journey is about progress, not perfection. Daily growth and development. Show some love, get some love. Live and love it alive. Open your mind. Open your mind. Be kind. Don't be taken advantage of. Don't let people just do you any type of way, treat you any type of way, talk to you any type of way. That's not what I'm saying. Always stand up for yourself. Stand your ground. However, be mindful. It's all in the way you react and the way you look at things sometimes. You don't have to react to everything. Don't let other people's behavior control your thoughts and your ways and actions. Sometimes we have to think for others, just to avoid certain situations. So, what I'm bringing to the table is just love, man. It's love, encouragement, inspiration, motivation on a daily basis as much as I can. I encourage everybody to like, subscribe, and share to my page, YouTube, Motivation Through Madness. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. It should be a link to all that. Once you go to one page, you should be able to find me on each and every other page. Help me build my followers up so I can go live so that we can interact, personally, live, you know what I'm saying? So that, we just don't have to interact through these pre-recorded videos or, anything like that. I want to talk to y'all, I want to talk to the people. I want to see, who, the people are that are listening, that do value what I have to say. I want to meet y'all, I want to chop it up with y'all. Talk to me, I talk back. You can always leave comments. It's okay. I love feedback, so it's all good, I take the good and the bad comments. Let's just interact. Tell me how you feel. It's okay. Tell me what's motivating you. Maybe you have something you can tell me that can motivate and inspire me and encourage me, help me become a better person, help me on my journey and my growth and development. So let's share that. Let's share that with each other. This is, like I said, this is just a raw, authentic, transparent platform right here. You can just be yourself. Speak your truth with me. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. That's why we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. You listen first, then you speak. And as I'm saying this to y'all, I'm also saying it to myself because I have to reinforce it within myself daily also so that I can stay on point. Every day I don't get up like, I don't. I have my moments. I have my moments. I got to snap back quick though. I got to snap back quick. I recognize the thought, recognize the emotion, change it quick. If it's not helping me elevate, if it's lowering my vibration and my frequency, we're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. And I have got caught up in that. So this is what I'm telling y'all. Look, these are some steps that you can take in order to, avoid those situations or correct those situations. Just change your mindset. You are the captain of your ship. You control you. Don't be a puppet. Don't be a puppet out here. You control you. And I'm going to end it on that note, y'all. Love is love, man. Show some love to get some love. Motivation through madness. All day, every day. I know that's the movement. Those are the vibes. Like I said, like, subscribe, and share. If you can, share these messages with your friends, family, so I can build up my followers. Because I want to go live, all right? I want to go live, y'all. Help me build up these followers. Get those views up for me, man. All right? Whatever constructive criticism, feedback you have, let me know. Let's build. Let's grow with each other. All right? Motivation through madness, y'all. Peace and blessings.